posters up here in a few minutes, but I want to talk to one of our great sponsors of this event today, and she put a rock star sign out front this morning. Amber Cleveland, correct?
Yes, sir.
Of Yard, is it Designs or Designs?
Yard Designs Casco.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say Designs because I just think it sounds so.
I know. That's what it,
Yes.
it looks like that. So.
Well, tell us a little bit about your business and how all of it came about.
So Yard Designs is my corporate name. Back in February of 2020, I got the opportunity to start Yard Designs Casco, and it was an explosion from then because the shutdown happened. I started mid-February, and then the shutdown came around mid-March, and after that, it was nonstop and has been ever since.
Well, we talked about that. Me and Gary talked about it a little bit ago, or earlier this morning. We were talking about the sign and how awesome it looked, and I said, there was a lot of bad that came out of the quarantine and the lockdown, but you were one of the success stories.
Yes. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people got put on furlough. A lot of people lost their homes and stuff like that. And here I was absolutely flourishing. And I felt so fortunate to be able to not only have a brand new successful business in the middle of one of the biggest crises of our lifetime, but I was also helping other people that were going through terrible times. They couldn't see their grandkids. They couldn't see their grandparents. They couldn't celebrate graduations. They couldn't do anything. And here I was being able to help all of these people celebrate these things and do these things. And it's amazing. It really is.
It is. I mean, it's something you never would have thought. And
no, I never would have thought. I didn't think of it. I'm just one of the lucky ones that got to jump in feet first in it,
And it was, you seen when the lockdown was in full swing, and you saw the heartbreaking pictures. You'd see a grandparent at the door.
Right, right.
It almost makes me want to cry.
I know.
Think about it now because they couldn't even hug their grandkid, and so we've learned so much about it, and now people are able to get together a little bit more and such, but. Has that affected you guys at
all?
No,
not at all.
Or?
We're still super busy. I am smaller because I run all of Cass County, so I'm pretty rural, whereas the Blue Springs and the Lee Summits have more people in their one city than I do in almost all of my territory. But, I mean, for me, I'm still rocking and rolling, which is great, I mean, it's...
Well, and it'll be awesome, too, is, to get some more eyes on your business today because people are going to see that sign out front, and they're going to be like, what? That was awesome. How did they do that? That's what we tagged you in that post because we wanted everybody to see that, and we want to build it. And, Pleasant Hill is here today. We're here. There's Grandview. It's right up the road, which is Belton, which is, those are the ones you probably want to, really get into because Cass County extends up to Belton. There's a lot of people up there.
I actually don't have Belton and Raymore, but they're just part of one of the other, we call them ourselves licensees. They're over there with South KC, but I have Lone Jack, the rest of Cass County, and then down south. So I go as far as Adrian.
Awesome.
My stuff.
So tell us all, so everybody will know, tell us all what you provide that you can provide to the public.
Our orders are placed on our website. It's theyarddesigns, all one word, .com. You go to our corporate landing page, put in your zip code, and it will pop you over to the appropriate website for where you're going to have the design set up. So if you're in Cass County, it'll come to me. It's birthday signs, anniversaries, graduations, baby showers, baby announcements, literally anything. I've done stuff for cancer survivors, marking the end of their chemo or their cancer treatment. It's anything. We put up the sign for you. You basically tell us what graphics you want and what it's for, and we have hundreds of stuff to pick from on our website, and we set it up, we pick it up, and it's
How long does it usually stay at the
24
location?
hours is our basic rental, but then you can upcharge and get additional days.
She's done a great. She did Braxton's birthday.
I did.
She did Collins's birthday.
I did.
And she also did a reach out for Holden for their elementary,
school on the first day.
When their kids came back. So I've also seen her. I saw her at Ray Peck. She was doing the girls' varsity senior night.
Yep.
So I saw that as well. So she's been all over the place. And it's really cool to be able to do that. I mean, our sign out here is awesome. People know what's going on today. And what I loved about the sign was I literally had a picture in my head of this is the way I hope it looks, and she rocked it. It was exactly the way it was on our logo and on our flyers we passed out.
Well, and it takes a special person to be able to take what's in your mind and provide it from their aspect of it, because really it's up to them to try to help you, and she's been able to do that in giving us the giving the not only us but those that she serviced in the past something that they want.
Yes.
And I'm not a visual. I can't see it until I see it.
That's the best part.
I can't imagine it. If I can imagine it, then just tell her, and if she can provide the image.
Somebody that's never seen them, never done them, they have no idea what exactly they're supposed to be getting, and then I show up and put this gigantic 15-foot long, 3-foot tall sign in their yard that says "Happy Birthday, Mom," and they're just like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea that this is what it was going to be like. Thank you so much." That's the best part.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet so.
And an idea for you coming up. Your wife got a birthday coming up. She got an anniversary coming up.
I don't know when any of that is.
Well, here, let me give you a business card. Brought those just in case.
Absolutely. I know where to find her because, I really think my wife helped get her off of the ground.
She did.
She's like, here, come and do this. Here, come and do this.
She gave me so many plugs, and I got so much business out of Collins's sign because I was still really early on. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she knows so many people.
Oh my goodness!
Everybody knows your wife.
And what's awesome about my wife is when something that she loves and believes in comes about, she sells the bejesus out of it.
Yes.
Now she doesn't know how I go walk in a business and say, hey, do you want to do this? Okay, well it's going to cost this, but she goes, if you can give me my social media, she goes, I will rock that.
Right.
And she does great with doing that stuff.
The thing about hers is her sign is her advertisement. Because,
yes.
You put a sign in somebody's yard, a lot of times you're advertising
something else.
Yep.
Her product is advertisement for her, and plus giving, giving what they're wanting as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so you put it on a street, and everybody sees it.
Right.
Yep. And so.
Well, I'm almost OCD about my signs because, they have to be perfect because that's exactly what it is, right? Like, people, this is me. This is an extension of me right here. This is how I'm going to make money.
I got to tell you, when I walked in this morning, she was out setting up, okay? And she just didn't poke the signs in the yard, okay, or out here in front. What she did was she laid them all out and was,
3 times, I think it was. 3 times I went back and forth.
And it was laying. I'm talking about laying. It wasn't standing up. Laying in the yard before she even pulled them up and stuck them in the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just impressed that she got them in the frozen ground.
This time of year is even better than summer. You'd be surprised because it's always soft.
Well, I really appreciate you coming up, telling us about your business. I appreciate you donating your time this morning to put that sign up. And also helping with Hope Haven. We were able to give $1,650 to Hope Haven today.
That is so amazing. That's what we're here for. So, our community together grows our community. So it's awesome. And we look forward to working with you more in the future. So, definitely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Amber. Appreciate it.
So we're going to take a quick timeout, or we're going to turn. Well, we're not taking a timeout, but we're going to turn our microphones off for a minute.
I'm going to tell the players first.
And then I'll turn yours off.
Yeah. So we've got Harrisonville boys, 3rd and 4th grade boys against Grandview's 3rd and 4th grade boys. Playing for Harrisonville is Frankie Bennett, Bentley Calvin, Landon Choate, Joseph Cummings, Ethan Bentley, Noah Goldsmith, Tyson Kling, Carson Taylor, and Benjamin Wiseman. Also for Grandview is Carter Allen, Levi Edwards, Eli's Taylor, Kyan Nelson, Kyrie Delote, Josh Jenking, and Elrado Perez. That's the two teams that are playing and their players that are playing. Right now it looks like Grandview is up 4-0, 6:01 and counting in the first. And we're going to take a timeout from talking, let you continue to watch the game, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, so we have the third and fourth grade boys doing battle here. Back and forth we go. Carson Taylor with a good rebound. And that's so weird to say Carson Taylor. I knew a Carson Wilson back in the day. Very good ball player, basketball and volleyball for my wife. So you see that name Carson. First, when it's Karson, first person that pops in to my mind, Carson is Carson Wilson. So Carson Taylor went down the other way. It looks like we're going to have free throws coming up for the third and fourth grade boys here. Parks and Rec, they're in red, which is so odd to see a red team but be a Harrisonville team. Used to the blue, the white. Don't get to see red very often. Got my old guys up here stretching and walking around, taking a break. I do want to give a shout out to Gary, who has rocked it today. I was down at 9 o'clock. I was down doing a game. Gary was up here by himself. He's also talked with Seth today. He's so knowledgeable of the conversation he had with Desi earlier today about Hope Haven. And it's just been an amazing day so far. And we got 3 games after this one. We're in the first quarter of this one. Grandview leading 6-1 over the Wildcats. And there's a good tie-up right there. Ethan Bentley reaches in and ties him up, number 2. Looks like another number 2 I know, getting in there and getting those jump balls. We'll have to bring Braxton on a little bit later today after some lunch maybe and let him talk about how fun it's been to be in the youth program here. And he can kind of talk about that, which will be a good perspective. It goes out of bounds off of Grandview, and it is Harrisonville ball. They're down 6-1 here in the first quarter. This whole day was made possible by all of our great sponsors. And I want to thank them. I can't thank them enough. And our sponsors are rocking it today as they're posting on their Facebook pages, and they're sharing everything. And we had all kinds of stuff go to Hope Haven, and we had all able to give them a check for money. It's just been an extraordinary day. Mills Plumbing, Signature Will and Trust, Troby's Maytag Appliance Center, Holland's Auto Sales, Lacey Dominic Shelter Insurance, Young's Tire and Wheel Center, Young's Auto Repair, American Heritage Realtors, Atkinson Funeral Home, Cider House, Amazing Photography, Schroeder Chiropractic, Hometown Flooring, Excalibur Contracting, The Girls Professional Fittings, Young's Construction, Land and Sand Power Sports and Turf, Aflac Jerry and Sasonis, The Barber's Edge, Church and Dwight, Sherwood Community Bank, Yard Designs, Cass County, just to name a few of our sponsors we've had over the years. These guys all stepped up. And a lot of these you hear, a lot of these guys are everyday sponsors, and they were under no obligation to even have to pay or want to pay more to be in this event, and they wanted to because it was such a great cause. And that's something that is so awesome as well, that they stepped up and they were like, hey, yeah, well, we want to give a little bit extra too to that. Mills Plumbing, shout out to them. They're our title sponsor today. You see them in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Anything plumbing, Cody Mills, his dad, will take care of everything for you. They've really built a good plumbing company in the area. They can do everything from the regular plumbing things that go wrong in your house to remodels. They've worked with Sherwood. I saw they did some stuff down there with Sherwood, and he is awesome. Of course, you have Church and Dwight, who employs tons of parents and people around this city and around the area, and glad to have them on board. And Church and Dwight also came on board as a monthly sponsor with us as well, which is awesome, as they were doing both now. And then we've got Yard Designs Casco here, and we just talked to Amber a little bit ago about her business, how it flourished during COVID times. And you also have all these other great businesses. And what's awesome when you talk about community, we just had the Schroeder Chiropractor team play the 3rd and 4th grade team, and guess what? They played that game, and Martha Schroeder, who is one of the co-owners of Schroeder Chiropractic, guess what? She sponsored that team as well, as she's been a sponsor of ours for several years. It's just the community, nothing ever stops with this community. And one of the great things is they're doing pictures all day. Kennedy May with Amazing Photography is going to rock those pictures all day too. It's just been a fun day, and we're able to bring the video. I want to give a shout out to Braxton Grammer. Braxton has been sitting at this computer. If you are watching at home and you see it go and switch back and forth from side to side, there's buttons that got to be pushed, and Braxton is flipping those cameras back and forth so you can get all the action. So I want to give him a shout out, as he's been sitting here, has not minded at all to be doing that, and he's been doing that for the last several hours. So it's 6-1 in this game here, and we're going to give our voices a break for another couple of minutes, and we will be back with more chatter here in just a little bit.
Welcome back to Harrisonville Community Center, where you've got the Grandview boys and the Harrisonville boys playing the fifth. Trying to remember, this is the 3rd and 4th grade boys. I think it's going to be Grandview 6, Harrisonville 1 in this game, if I'm not mistaken. 5:04 left in the second, so about 5 minutes before halftime. Chad's going to be back up. He's going to be talking for a while. I'm going to take a break, and then he'll take a break, and I will talk. So anyway, this is the we had a 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is the 1 o'clock game, and we'll have a 2, 3, and a 4 game. The rest of the games are going to be all women, young ladies. And so that's going to be what we're going to be providing the rest of the day. Again, this is Hoops for Hope, presented by 4Ts.com. It's to benefit Hope Haven here in Harrisonville and Cass County, a shelter for battered women and their children. We were able to provide Hope Haven with a check of $1,650 as far as financially benefit them, and then as well, we were able to provide them with diapers, clothing, some other things that are important needs that they need. Desi kind of talked about a few of those needs, and so we during that, I think the 12 o'clock hour, I believe it was, is when we had Desi. 11 or 12 o'clock hour, we had Desi in. So Jerry's kind of separated each one of those. So if you want to listen to that, that was a good conversation we had with Desi. She's with the Hope Haven here in Cass County in Harrisonville. And she provided a lot of good informative information for those people that are in need, or maybe know somebody that's in need. If nothing else, just a resource to be able to talk to. And there is a shot and a bucket, nice bucket from the free throw line, makes the score 8-1. Grandview over our Harrisonville 3rd and 4th grade boys. And I think that wasn't that number 1, I believe, with Grandview. Or 6, I'm sorry. Killen Nelson. Chad's coming back in here. I'm gonna step away, and I'll be back with you a little bit, and Chad will take over.
All right, Gary did a great job. Having a lunch break here as Braxton and I are going to run the show for a little bit as we have 3rd and 4th grade basketball. Hoops for Hope 2021 is underway here, and it's been a fun day. And I'm gonna put the headset on Braxton too. You think you can do double duty, buddy? All right, we're going to have Braxton do some double duty. He's working the camera, and he's going to talk to me as well. Braxton, I don't like it. Try to get Braxton on here in a minute. Now we got Braxton ready to be on. Braxton, are you having fun today?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about being a basketball player for the community center. Has it been fun?
Yeah.
What has been your favorite part of basketball this year?
Making baskets.
Making baskets. Of course, that's always fun. But what else has been fun for you each week?
Playing games.
Do you like doing the skills and drills?
Yeah.
Tell some of the people out there what you do at skills and drills.
So we warm up for games and stuff. So we do a little warm up. We do races and stuff. So it's pretty fun.
Is it? Well, I am glad that you have fun doing that. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit? I'll let you switch the camera here, and I'll let you tell everybody just a little bit. We got a whistle on the floor. 12-2 Grandview leads this one. The Grandview team of number 1, Carter Allen, number 4, Levi Edwards, number 5, Ellis Taylor, number 6, Kyron Nelson, number 2, Kyrie Delate, number 3, Joshua Jinking, and number 8, Eldorado Perez. And for the Wildcat boys, it is Franklin Bennett, number 5, number 8, Bentley Calvin, number 6, Landon Choate, number 7, Joseph Cummings, number 2, Ethan Bentley, number 1, Noah Goldsmith, no number 4, Tyson Kling, Carson Taylor's number 10, and Benjamin Wiseman, number 4. Those are both teams. Braxton, tell us about your coach in the kindergarten skills and drills. What's his name?
Coach Seth.
Coach Seth?
Seth.
Yeah, do you like Coach Seth?
Yes.
You know, one of the most important things about a kid and a kid being able to build from the ground up in sports is having positive role models. Well, Seth is a recent graduate of RAPAC, and he just turned 20, and he took over the assistant director job here at Harrisonville. And he has done a great job. He came in and started the skills and drills. He had such a connection with my son. My son cried today when it was over because he said he was going to miss Coach Seth. So that tells you that he's doing a great job of building relationships. So I'm so thankful for Coach Seth and for Seth to be able to do what he does. Did you learn a lot this year from Coach Seth?
Yes.
Yes. What was the funnest thing you did at Skills and Drills?
The dribble races.
The dribble races. You've gotten to be a pretty good dribbler this year. I remember a little boy, and this is the other thing that's so important. And, you know, I feel blessed that I can have my son up here and he can talk about this and we can have fun and that he can be a part of things like this. I mean, none of the other kindergartners got to come up here and talk on the radio. So he's got kind of it's kind of like you know somebody that knows how to do this, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm glad he gets to come up here. But one of the things that was awesome is the way he's grown in the last year of basketball. Last year, he started going to a lot of the basketball games with me, and he would go and watch, and he always liked after the game to go shoot baskets. Obviously, with COVID this year, he hasn't really got to shoot baskets that much. But what was great is he was able to shoot baskets, and at the beginning of last year, he had a little mini Mizzou basketball. You know those little mini basketballs that I used to give away at Pizza Hut and places like that. They used to give those away. It would say like Final Four and such on it or whatever. He has a Mizzou one. And he could not even get that basketball up to the 10-foot rim in the gym. He would just run up underneath and just throw it up in the air as high as he could and hope it hit the rim or something. So to watch my son grow and become a player, he was in the kindergarten skills and drills. And, you know, as a parent, I don't know, good, bad, or indifferent, I decided he should play on the first and second grade team as well. I decided he should probably play on the first and second grade team, so I wanted to put him on the team as well. And I've been so proud of how much he's grown this year from the beginning of the year till now and how much he's understanding the game of basketball to where he's got 2 more years in the first and second grade division, and he's just going to get better and better. So, Braxton, I'm really proud of how well you've done this year.
Thank you.
So, anything else you want to add before I turn your microphone off?
No.
Okay. So that is Braxton Grimmer. That's my son, and I love talking to him and having a good time. He does a great job. He's sitting here helping us. He's working the cameras right now, and he's having fun. And Jerry, as you hear Jerry behind me say, he's very thankful. We're allowing Jerry and Gary back there to eat a little bit of food and take a little bit of a break because, well, I mean, Gary has been talking nonstop since 8 o'clock. I haven't been able to shut him up. I know. He's always got to complain about something, doesn't he? So I'm going to go down here in a little bit. I want to get something out of my car when it's my turn for lunch break. I'm going to go get something out of my car. One of our great sponsors, Lacey Dominic of Shelter Insurance. They're over here making fun and laughing at me. Lacey Dominic, they're in Springfield this week. they're having a tournament down there with a fourth grade. They got a fourth grade team, a competitive fourth grade team of Lady Wildcats, and we'd like to talk about them as well. So we will definitely talk about them. It's halftime here, and the Grandview team leads over the Harrisonville team 17-2, the score at the half. So Harrisonville's got some work to do to go to the second half. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Great event for a great cause and a lot of fun here today. Hoops for Hope 2021. We were able to donate $1,650 of money to Hope Haven of Cass County. And on top of that, we were able to donate countless boxes and different groups of stuff or bags of stuff for Hope Haven as well. I'm assuming Jerry got the big box that was down in the lobby too and got it all delivered over there. My wife took a bunch of diapers, and it's been a great day. But we're also celebrating our youth basketball kids today as well. And it's always fun that we're able to add these together and make a good event. We had Back the Blue Times too in the fall. We were able to give $1,700 to local law enforcement, and then we've been able to give $1,650 to Hope Haven today. So, pat yourselves on the back, Harrisonville community. You've done an awesome job coming together for both of these events and able to make a difference in our community, and that's what makes small town communities such a blessing is to have people in your community like this. It's been a fun day here today. So it is 6:40 to go here in the 1 o'clock game. And this is 3rd and 4th grade boys, the Harrisonville Park and Rec team versus Grandview. And it is 21-2 Grandview as they are winning this one so far. See both teams going back for a little shot out front by Joshua Jinking. Then a put back in for Grandview. And they lead it 23-2. So we have 6 minutes on the clock here. 23-2 is our score. Harrisonville trails in this one as we go back and forth. Harrisonville with the ball underneath their own bucket. Calvin set to pass it in. And they're going to call a little bit of reach over on the end line by Levi Edwards of Grandview. Steal by Grandview. Going to take it back the other way. A little bit of wild dribbling. That was Joshua Jinking. And he was trying to get to a stop, couldn't quite slow himself down enough to do that. So enjoying our day here at the Harrisonville Community Center, watching our kids play some basketball, raising money for a great cause. It has been a fun one. We have 3 5th and 6th grade girls games coming in your way here in just a little bit. So got some more basketball set to come your way here in a little bit. Trying to stay off the track here it is still a working still a working track. Yeah, I think they're, as long as we leave a lane back there for them to go around, I think we will be okay. So at my food. Jerry, the one thing we've noticed about today is our backs. We've been standing a lot to see these games, and we've got those. We got to remember we do have seats up here we can sit, and we also have cameras on the streaming. It's been a fun day so far. Glad we've been able to do this. And we got a timeout on the floor. 23-2 is our score. We are in the third quarter of this one. We got that running clock. I think the way they run it is if it's over a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, the clock will run in the last minute. They won't have a pause and time. So this one is going pretty steady on time. It might be about 10 till when this one is over, but trying to do a good job of getting this one in. And something I want to give a lot of credit to Harrisonville and the Community Center for doing is being able to get people in and out of the building so well. You know, having that court over on the other side really gives an opening for kids to be over there and kind of be warming up as the other game is going on. And I mean, they've been rock stars at this all year, allowing spectators and everything else. A couple of the other programs, or a couple of the other places here in town, you haven't had that option. I mean, you either got two people. At Grandview, it was like two, no more than two, and they had little chairs set up away from everybody, and that was the only thing you could do. You had to check in, take your temperature when you walked in, and, you know, honestly, what I think it is, I think it shows you that you can do it without going totally off the deep end, what Harrisonville has been able to do. They have been able to have fans all year in football and in basketball. They do ask you to wear a mask, things like that, but overall, there's not been any major super spreaders, what, you know, the media likes to run and call it as a super spreader, you know, and we've been hearing all week about the super spreader of the Super Bowl parties. You're going to have a super spreader, but I go back to this, and I just go back to common sense anymore, and hopefully people are getting more commonsensical about everything. We were told that there was going to be super spreaders after Thanksgiving and super spreaders after Christmas and every holiday, and I have not seen a super spreader out of all those. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a slight uptick in what may be cases, but overall, I mean, cases are going down. So kudos to Harrisonville for the way that they have, you know, from the get-go done a good job on maintaining and containing the COVID-19 outbreak. And I'll talk to Gary about it a little bit later. Gary obviously has some more inner workings with working with the Board of Aldermen and doing things with the city, so he understands, you know, the different precautions they've had to take. You know, they've had Zoom meetings for board meetings and different things like that through this whole thing. But I think the most important thing to me is we've been able to get the kids back on the courts, back on the fields, and get them back with their friends, because that is something they all need to grow and mature and have a good time and have fun with. So that's what we've got here today. It is 27-2 Grandview after 3. Grandview, I don't know, this might be one of those stacked Grandview teams down there. Like, we're going to put all the good ones on this team here. They are a very solid bunch of basketball players. They're doing awesome here today. And, you know, we talk about the youth programs. Here's a good example of what a youth program can do for a high school program. Grandview boys, back-to-back state champions, played in the state tournament 3 years in a row, had some good battles with a good friend of ours, Aaron Ime at Raytown South. Actually played Raytown South in a state championship game a couple of years ago that Jerry and I went down and covered. So you see these kids with a ball in their hand early on, and that translates over to the high school level. Grandview is a good example of that. An urban-type school with a good following at the lower levels. These kids buy in. They see those high school kids. They want to be those high school kids. You have Jordan Latham, who's playing down in Texas at UTEP now. You've got kids like that. Tyrone Taylor, the second, played for Grandview a couple years ago. That was back when Harrisonville was able to upset them in double overtime in a district championship game. But you've got a lot of different kids over the years that have come out of Grandview. Freedom, gosh, if I could, Akeem Muladen. Freedom, Akeem Muladen, and his brother was, I think, Justice Akeem Muladen. Both very good basketball players. They went to Nebraska and played defensive end for Nebraska. And some other names slip in my mind. Obviously, people know the name Josh Freeman. From years ago, Josh Freeman went to K-State, later played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for several years, and he was from Grandview. As my son's eyes light up as he hears me talking about kids from local. Be careful with your ketchup there, buddy. Braxton's eating his lunch. I don't want him to drop the ketchup all over his shirt. So we're having some fun here. 7 minutes on the clock. Time is winding down. Grandview leads at 27-2. And, you know, they're really doing it with a lot of good defense. And it's been fun. It's been some fun here today. Been a little bit heated down there on the sideline. But Grandview has had a good job, had some fun today. And there's a shot made. It looks like that was Franklin Bennett with the basket on that one. And they got a 27-4 game. Foul back the other way. I'll tell you who I really like on that Grandview team is that Joshua Jinking. He's one of those kids, he says, you shoot it before you lose it, man. He comes down. He is quick to get to that ball. He's a ball hawk. And I love seeing that out of kids at an early age. That's one of the things I've been talking to Braxton about all year is get in there. When they hold that ball, grab that ball away. Don't be afraid of that ball. And Braxton's really embraced that role of grabbing the ball, taking it away, and getting those jump ball situations. And I've been proud of him for doing that this year. So 5.5 minutes to go in this one. 27-4 is the score. The steal back the other way goes Grandview with it. It goes right to the Grandview player for the bucket. Carter Allen knocks it down, makes it 29-4 in this third and fourth grade matchup. There's a foul as Franklin is fouled by Kion Nelson. So they can get it into the backcourt. Bring it up here. Little jumper, no good. It's going to go back the other way. Get it ahead, put it up, and no good. One more to go here. Goes up and back the other way it goes. So Grandview could not come up with a basket there. It's going to go back the other way. Oh, foul back the other way. Good shot by Goldsmith. He's going to go to the free throw line for a pair with 4:19 to go in this one. 29-4 our score, 4:12 to go here in the ball game. If you have not watched a game on 4Ts, we broadcast Harrisonville Athletics. Also, Jerry does KCK, Community College, baseball in the spring. We've also done some other events. We did the MRVC tournament this year and did every game of that tournament. We've also done Raytown South playing for a state championship against Grandview a couple of years ago. We followed their run with Coach I'm in that one, and we have a good time. We have fun. We do a lot of, we've done every Harrisonville game for the last 4 years. We also did the run of the state championship game in 2016 when they were able to beat Kearney at the state championship game. So what I'm most proud of what we do is these three guys that are up here right now, we've been together doing this since 2016. So we're also close friends, and we have a good time, and that's why you always hear us on the broadcast. We're always chuckling and laughing because we actually like each other. You know, every once in a while you'll get a set of guys on a broadcast. You can tell they don't really like each other, and it does not sound real well. So we have a lot of fun with it. I'm glad I could give the guys a little bit of a break here. And there's a steal by Franklin, and wow, he doesn't quite get it. It's going to go back to Harrisonville. So 3 minutes to go here in this one, 29-5. Jumper, no good. Good rebound inside by Grandview. Not good that time. Another rebound up, no good. Going to fight for it inside. Ball on the ground. Fight for it. Picked up, and Franklin comes out of there with it. Going to drive it over the other side. No. Another putback is no good. And it's going to go back the other way. So 2:35 to go here in this one. 29-5 is the score. Underneath they go. Kick it back out. There's a scrum for it. Hustle back the other way. Picked up by Jinking. Going to go back the other way. He's going to fire it up. No good. Rebound tipped around and out of bounds back to the Cats. Weird to call them the Cats with red on. We got about 2 minutes to go here in this contest. I was talking about 4Ts earlier, so if you want, go to our YouTube page, subscribe to our YouTube page. You'll know for our upcoming events that you can watch these games. So if maybe you got a kid at home, you aren't able to make it to the games, if you're a Harrisonville fan and you're not able to make it to the games because of COVID regulations, only a couple of people can go per game, jump on to 4Ts on YouTube. You can subscribe and you'll know when each one of the games. Great way to build confidence in your kids and to let your kids watch these older kids play, and you can learn different things from doing that. So that's what we've got on 4Ts. We've got a lot of great subscribers. We do football in the fall. It's always fun during football season. We have great sponsors, and I can't mention our sponsors enough today who have made today possible as they have rocked it for us. So let me run down the list. Our title sponsor, of course, is Mills Plumbing and Contracting. Came on right out of the gates and signed up. Signature Will and Trust, Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center, Howland's Auto Sales, Lacey Dominic Shelter Insurance, Young's Tire and Wheel Center, Young's Auto Repair, American Heritage Realtors, Atkinson Funeral Home, The Cider House, Amazing Photography, Schroeder Chiropractic, Hometown Flooring, Excalibur Contracting, The Girls Professional Fittings, Young's Construction, Land and Sand Power Sports and Turf, Aflac, Jerry and Sasonis, The Barber's Edge, Church and Dwight, Sherwood Community Bank, and Yard Designs, Casco. We just had Amber up here a little bit ago. She had that great sign out front. If you're coming to the community center today, you'll see it out front, and it's on our Facebook page as well. It says Hoops for Hope. She did an awesome job with that. Mills Plumbing, title sponsor. You see them down in the right-hand corner of your screen. They were rock stars coming on. First sponsor we had right out of the gates was them, as well as Atkinson Funeral Home. They were the first two we had, and then we just added from there. And a lot of these names are names, as that ends the ball game, a lot of these are names that you hear on our regular broadcast that didn't have to do anything special. They could have just got mentions throughout it because they're our monthly sponsors, but they wanted to add more to it, and they did. And I love it. Couple of free throws by Franklin to end it. Final score 31-7 in this one. We're going to shut it down for this broadcast. We'll be back with another game coming up at 2 o'clock. We'll see you in a few.